Okay, it's about film school. Let's get to the school.
Let's get to
so
film
topic
school.
number 2. It comes from a friend of mine that has been in this kind of a slump because he's got this new equipment, and I'll just read it to you. I'm a high school student, senior. I've been playing around with audio and filmmaking projects for the past 4 years. 4 years of experience. I've made a little bit of money and have gotten a professional camera for stepping things up. I wanted to know if I should start pushing for work for freelance or if I should go to film school. This is something that hits me home really, really close because I have a love-hate relationship with the school I went to here in Atlanta, the Art Institute of Atlanta. There are moments where I realize, a lot of the stuff that I have learned there technically, you can learn online. You can go to, our channel or other people's channel and learn the ins and outs of editing, learn the ins and outs of audio, of composition, of color, and all of this. And what they don't teach you is what I think is the most crucial thing. What we're talking about, learning how to market yourself, learning how to better yourself, learning how to, learn and be adaptive and creative and learning what that means in different skill sets and being able to branch out of your little niche, whether it be audio or video. Those are the things they really don't learn. And the way I am, I like to think of myself as a decent creative, but I also want to keep making new things, keep doing new things. So I've picked up drawing in the past couple of years. Sure. And because of this, and because I was going to school, when I went to school, I automatically started interning. So once I started, all of my friends there, they would just dick around, jack off, and do nothing. But I was there interning, working, and those were paid internships. And because of that, because of my putting myself out there, I was able to get more out of my education. It wasn't the school that was educating me. It was myself pushing myself. So if you want to go to film school, those are the caveats, man. You will learn some technical abilities. You will have the ability to network. You'll have the school's name whenever you go to internships and all this. But that could be to its detriment because the Art Institute of Atlanta, when I went there, had a bit of a derogatory reputation, and that actually stopped me from interning at Turner. It stopped me from interning at other places.
Well, but that's okay. So let's now take a step back into the game.
Okay.
Because we know life is a game.
Basically,
it is a game.
There's
right?
rules.
There are rules to the game.
Yeah.
Right. So, great example. Friend of mine works for Goldman Sachs, multimillionaire. Kid wants to go to film school.
Okay.
Where's he going? He's worked in high school, going to NYU. Well, That's great, but NYU is $69,000 a year. NYU Film School,
very expensive.
Very expensive. But when he gets out, he's going to walk into a job from NYU because of the network. Right? It gets back into the networking.
It depends, man. It depends.
I know, but I'm living in New York and doing business in LA.
Sure.
I'm just giving you my perspective
of course.
Of what I've seen.
Right.
It's like going to the Spielberg School of Southern Cal.
Right.
And the Lucas School.
Heavy names.
Right? Heavy names.
Yeah.
And the bigger thing is that like at NYU and there are other good schools. I'm just using these two as examples on both coasts, right?
Yeah.
And ones that I'm very familiar with because I have friends at both institutions, right?
Right.
But you go there to learn film. But you also go there because of where they are, because you get the best people on the planet teaching your classes.
Right.
You get the best people on the planet coming in and talking to you.
Right.
Right? You're not going to get George Lucas to come into, Alabama, Birmingham. It's
Sure.
not going to happen.
Right.
It may be a good school, but I'm just saying in the context of the business, right? Not everybody can afford to go to NYU in Southern Cal.
Right.
Got it. But I think my answer to this question would be I would definitely get that college degree because at the end of the day, you're still going to learn more and you're going to, but the thing I think you touched on that I agree with you wholeheartedly, you really, before you make that decision to spend this money, you want to talk to alumni. You go to the alumni of the film school, whatever university you're going to, and find out where they're working now.
Right.
Find out where they're employed and find out and talk to some of them and go, do you feel it was worth it for you to go to X A&M or this film school? And then that is the real world, right? Because if you then go somewhere and you're going, oh, these people it's like if I go to the University of Oklahoma for meteorology. That's where the National Weather Service has their severe storm center.
Right.
So if you want to be a meteorologist, seriously, you try to get into Oklahoma. right? And you look at the people, all the people at the Weather Channel, most of them went to Oklahoma,
Right.
to school. I'm just saying we got to take that into context.
It's
right?
true. It's true. At the same time, you have to see how many of those alumni have jobs.
Exactly. Absolutely.
You may have one or two really superstar, guys that went out and did it, but look what they did. They probably worked their asses off, did way more than their school pushed them to do.
But you should do that no matter where you go.
Oh, of course.
Right? At the end of the day, like you're talking about. All right.
Totally.
I went to college at a decent school in Florida.
Right.
Right. But I had the opportunity to become an intern with Miller Brewing Company my sophomore year. You can tell how old I am because I actually sold beer on campus back in the day.
Oh.
But right, I got paid.
Yeah.
I got 10 cases of beer a week, and I was trained in classical marketing from Miller Brewing Company and Philip Morris.
Right.
I had that job for 2.5 years. I learned more in that job getting paid and drinking some beer along the way than I did in any of my classes.
Right.
And I think I got a foundation from the books, but it's not the real world.
Right.
I'm making a dated reference, so I apologize.
But it's applicable now.
But there's an old movie with Rodney Dangerfield called Back to School. And one of the famous scenes in that school was when he's sitting in class and this British business instructor is talking about all these grandiose plans for building this factory and blah, blah, blah. And he goes back and forth with Dangerfield on this thing because the professor's out in La La Land, doesn't know the real world because he's never been out there, never built a factory.
Right.
And at the end of the day, he asked the class, so where should we build our factory? And Dangerfield yells out, how about Fantasyland? And so you have to balance, right? You have to balance that, what you're getting from these instructors, unless they have, and I'm not dissing all of them. There are some that went back to teach because they wanted to give back and push it forward. That's great.
Sure.
But a lot of them, if that's all they've done, is ever teach. And that's another thing. You have to look at the faculty. Right. That is critical. Look at the faculty. Look where they're from. Look what they have done, and look what they're bringing to your party because you're paying them. Right?
An
you are paying them
ungodly amount of money,
right,
might I add.
you're going to be saddled with when you graduate.
Yes.
So you can't be shy about asking all this information about. I want to see the film faculty. What are they doing? Where have they been? Who did they study under? Right? And then alums. I want a whole list of alums. What are they doing? And I want alums that are like not just don't just show me the Spielberg level guys. I want to know if somebody who's 28 years old, what are they doing?
The graduates that recently graduated.
Exactly. Where are they and what are they doing?
Are they
and
working?
That's going to give you, I think, a great context of whether or not that school is worth the 40 grand or 50 grand a year, whatever you got to take on.
Right. I got to tell you, that's a heavy burden, man.
It's a huge burden.
And I got to tell you, we can end this topic right now, but
I'm very passionate about this.
I just want, so am I, because I want to say
great.
one more thing about it. And I've been in this business for 8 years, got a lot of work, done a lot of ads, a lot of narrative pieces, work with, hundreds to maybe a couple thousand people. And not once, ladies and gentlemen, have I been asked for my degree.
Oh, me neither. Nobody cares. It's out. But see, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Right? It's that rite of passage, though, in our culture.
Yeah.
That first.
Totally
it's the first
true.
job.
Totally
right?
true.
It's
totally
that
true.
that ducat that you get that says, oh, this kid went here and so and part of it's the network too. That's
Right.
why the network thing is so important, right?
It
Because
is.
if you go to a school with a really good network, they tend to hire people from that school.
For the most part, I didn't.
At the beginning.
I didn't
It
have
doesn't
that.
always happen,
I didn't
but-
have that. So I can't speak to that.
Right.
But what I do know is that it really is about your attitude, the quality of the work that you produce, how hungry you are, and how long you can keep that going. I'm still hungry
Absolutely.
now, and I've been this for years.
Well, yeah,
I can't wait
dude,
to.
I'm twice your age and I'm still hungry. So I mean, it's
Which
in your
is
DNA.
good.
It's got to be in your DNA.
It has to be.
Right,
It
and
has
especially with the way the economy has changed in the last 8 years, you've got to be multivariant, as we call it in data, right? You have to be multivariant, like multiverse.
Right.
And to your point earlier, you have to be a jack of all trades and really master of quite a few, not in the sense that you have to be a total expert,
No.
but where you can sit down and you can have a discussion, an intelligent discussion about that.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down with that. But yeah,
All right.
that's topic number 2.
That's topic number
This
2.
is what happens.